What's up, guys? So we're back at it here. As you know, it's deer season. Christopher's actually out hunting a deer right now. So we're actually going to go ahead and get ready for bow season this year. Got out the bow case, and I'm going to show you at the beginning of every hunting season or bow season. I always sight in my bow, as all you know, obviously. So we're just going to go ahead and do that for you today. I'm not going to really show you how too much, just kind of give a couple little tips. But we're going to be using the same bow this year as last year. This is the Matthews Triax bow. This is set up to 75 pounds of draw. And I got the same arrows and the same rangefinder, so let's go ahead and get this target down range, and we're going to go ahead and start sighting this puppy in. Alright, so first thing first for this year, last year during hunting season, obviously this is the head that killed the deer. I know it's not good practice just to leave it on, but that was the last time I had this bow out. So the first thing obviously that we have to do is we're going to go ahead and change to these target tips. These are all 100 grain. I have not yet made the switch to 125 grain yet. I don't know if I'll be doing that this year. I might do it next year. The sight was new last year, the React sight that I have, and it shot really fast, and it hit hard, and it dropped the deer, and the deer was, the deer only walked for 5 minutes before it was actually completely down and dead. So I'm not going to make a grain switch. I was accurate last year. I was shooting very accurate, and of course, as you know, as soon as you start changing the grain, the weight of the grain on the arrows, you have to go ahead and recalibrate your sight. So we went ahead and switched those tips over. Obviously, we're using the same tips as last year. These are the X5 MVs. Not the tips, but we're using the same arrows, the X5 MVs from Blackout. And then actually these are Blackout tips too, but these are just practice tips. And when we're hunting here next week, you'll see this, if you do see it. That's the same arrowhead that we're using. I don't know what this one is. I have to research it because I bought them last year. But all right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this target downrange now. We'll start seeing where we are. So this year we have a little bit different target. There's not really a reason for change. We just went ahead and just got a new one. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna test this thing at 20, 30, and 40 yards. So the same thing we used last year. It's the Leupold Marksman 1000. And as we start walking back, we'll go ahead and mark 20 yards, and we'll shoot 3 to 5 shots from there and see where we're at. And then from there, what I usually like to do is I can kind of get a good feel of what it's going to look like, and then I'll go from 20 straight back to 40, and then I'll shoot 3 to 5 at 40, and depending on how it looks, we'll make adjustments to the sight if we have to. If we don't, we'll start really nitpicking on where we're hitting in here. We might start picking one of these dots at the top to try to get 3 or 4 arrows into, and we'll just kind of work from there. I'll just kind of show y'all the process of it. So the Leupold, the funny thing about these is if you don't use them for a while for some reason, they go to meters. So in order to get that to go back to yards, because some of y'all, it's going to save you the Google, search basically. But for meters to yards to go back on anything Leupold, you just hold the power button, the power/set button for 10 seconds, and you'll actually see the little M go to a Y. So there's a little helpful tip. Now it sucks because last year I didn't have glasses, so I'm gonna actually have to do that without it. So that's 10 yards right there. So that's 10. And we're gonna go ahead and walk back a little bit more to get to 20. That's 23. One step forward. Alright, so that's 20 right there. So somehow, some way, we'll make a mark. So there's our mark. And we're gonna go ahead and actually get for 40, but we're gonna do that off camera, and then we'll be back, and we'll start shooting from 20 and see where we are. Well, it turns out that our 40 yards is in the puddle, so we're gonna be like 40.1 yards. So you can blast me in the comments for it later, I guess, for all you narcs out there. And of course, make sure you put these up, because you will ruin them and they will make stuff inaccurate. It's a measurement tool, so you want to make sure you take care of it. Got all the arrows chalked up. Wow. but got all the got all the arrows chalked up in this thing. We got 4 that we're going with, and I know last year I said I was going to get a new trigger. I did not get a new trigger because this trigger actually worked really good. This is a blackout trigger, and I got this. I think I got this from Cabela's for like 25, 30 bucks. I was gonna go with the Chris B trigger, but you know, for well over 100 bucks, I just passed on it. So same setup that we was walking last year. So let's go ahead and put some arrows down range at 20 and see where we are. I don't have a kisser button on this. Last year I had a kisser button. I actually got 2 put on it. Both of them came off, and I was actually a little bit more inaccurate with the kisser button for some reason, because I just couldn't find where I wanted it. So you'll notice I'm not using one, so go ahead and blast me in the comments, but I mean, it is what it is. But in all fairness, I didn't get really high dollar, nice quality kisser buttons. So maybe that's the reason. So if y'all have any kisser button brands or kisser buttons that y'all use, go ahead and drop them in the comments and let me know. Both of the ones I tried were they were both from Cabela's. Alright, so you'll notice not too far off. That's the one that was in the bullseye, like I said, but not too far off. I'm actually going to shoot one more time from 20, and I'm gonna get this closer because that's not very close. I'll get this closer. We'll show y'all just a quick clip of what it looks like a little bit closer at 20, and then we'll go ahead back to 40 and actually see how the arrow starts changing. Our sight, this Trophy Ridge sight, it's set to where I adjust it to the yardage that I'm shooting. So if I'm shooting 20 yards, I'll click it on 20. If I'm shooting 40, I need to click it on 40. So that may or may not change some things, but other than that, this is actually a good start for me. Not shooting all last year after I shot my buck. So this is a good start, and we're just gonna keep dialing it in a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, is it okay if I shoot this brown target?
What?
The brown target, the cube one?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. What, bitch? Fuck you, dude. Fucking wanna ride my ass, and you're trying to fucking get pissed off because I'm turning. If I grab a turn signal and eat my ass off. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Alright, man. Yeah, you're just on camera.
Alright.
Alright, so we're going to continue shooting this target. We're just making sure that I can shoot this target because I just took it from him.
After we shot about 4 holes in it.
Alright, we'll get back to the video. Talk to you later, Chris.
Later.
Caught Christopher in 4K. Caught him sleeping.
Alrighty, so as you can see, this is what our grouping's looking like here. For 4 arrows, that's actually not bad. I'm gonna call that good at 20. And we're gonna go ahead and double check this at 40. I haven't made any adjustments to the sight, so we'll go ahead and shoot 40 and then see what that looks like. And then from there, I just got one more thing to show you, and that'll be it. That'll wrap up this video for getting prepared for bow season. So yeah, let's go ahead and shoot 40. We'll do a little tip and we'll go ahead and get it on. All right, so we're out here at the 40, and Yodini update. That there is none. All right, so I like where we're at right now with the 20. and the 40. It took quite a bit of time, so I didn't get that to show where we was. But let's say you're good at 20 and 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. But for me, it's always 20 and 40. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to the 20 yards. You can see our little mark here. And when you're shooting a target, you're pretty calm. You're just relaxed. You're, pulling the trigger. Nothing's to worry about. But when you're actually in a stand and you see a monster buck or a deer in general come by, your heart rate gets elevated. So the last thing I like to do to practice to get ready for deer season is I'll actually get my heart rate up, and I'll get, where I'm breathing really heavy and I can't, my arms are a little bit tired and I can't, I feel like I can't, do anything, and then I'll do my practice shot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some push-ups real quick. This is gonna get my arms hurting a lot, and it's gonna get my heart rate up, and I'm just gonna bust them out. And then as soon as I get up, I will go ahead and start shooting the target. But let's do it. Didn't break no push-up records, but jeez. Alright, so as you can see, we just did the push-ups. We got our heart rate up, and we are pretty dialed in. So I would say that I am just about ready for the bow season this year. So if you enjoyed the video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one later on.